Cloud-enabled applications can offer federal government agencies more reliable availability and security, along with meaningful reductions in operations and maintenance costs. Chief Technology Officers Laurel of NetComm and Paul Krein of Red River discuss the technical and business advantages achieved by cloud-enabled Beacon, now deployed in a software-as-a-service model and available for simplified acquisition on the NITAAC CIO-CS contract. Their insights next on Solution Showcase. Engaging our industry stakeholders to inform the U.S. federal government on today's most innovative IT solutions. NITAAC proudly presents Solution Showcase. Welcome again to another edition of the NITAAC Outreach Webcast, our Solution Showcase here today from Reston, Virginia. I'm Todd Schwartzweg alongside Paul Krein, CTO of Red River, and Laurel Fielding, CTO of NetComm. We're here to talk about software as a service. What is this solution, Paul, and why are your two organizations involved in it and bringing these kinds of solutions to the market?
Well, software as a service is one of the three business models for delivering cloud computing. Cloud being a different business model for delivering IT, not just a technology, but a different way of getting that access to the users and treating it like a commodity, because the users don't want to be in the IT business anymore. They really just want to use their tools. So we've teamed up and taken a traditional deployed analytics environment that NetComm had built, and across a large array of servers and with a bit of complexity in management, and helped them re-architect that for commercial cloud, built it up into a very supportable environment. And at the end of the day, in parallel, their users were able to migrate over to a software as a service version of the same tool set, but removing a lot of the complexity that the agency that was sponsoring it had to do just to maintain the hardware and the compliance and the security. And we've rolled that into a single management environment. Much more efficient to manage, a lot easier to roll out upgrades, a lot simpler to maintain compliance, much better on transparency for the agency itself to say, well, we can trust where our data is, because there is a central group managing a very robust FedRAMP accredited environment. In fact, NetComm was the first women-owned small business to achieve a FedRAMP accreditation for their solution.
Laurel, congratulations on that
much.
accomplishment. It's quite a statement. How is this partnership working on behalf of the government?
It is a great partnership, and I'll just start a little bit about NetComm. We're a women-owned small business who's been in business for 30 years. We're a software product company, cloud solutions provider, providing our software flagship product would be Beacon, which focuses on data analytics in the HR and finance domain, as well as property and facilities and other back-end office systems, realizing efficiencies across the organization.
So really most of your customers are ones who are not IT core people anyway.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. The business side of the mission, and you know, moving the mission forward has always been, at the forefront of our product suite. And to answer your question regarding our partner Red River, we sought out when we knew we wanted to move to the cloud, a partner with the following three characteristics. One, experience with NITAAC and the CIO-CS contract, as well as significant experience in security and cloud solutions. And we found a perfect fit with Red River. We couldn't be happier.
Paul, some of the organizations' benefits that they're going to receive as a result of software as a service, where is it applicable, and what are agencies aiming to accomplish?
Well, software as a service is applicable when there's a business function that's not truly unique and customized to the mission, although there are customers looking to do that as well. But it's when they want to run common business functions or repeatable business functions. It could be on the IT side or it could be on the mission side. And it's where they don't want the overhead of managing the IT. It's not their core function, or really what we're seeing now is where the market can deliver those capabilities better than the users can contract for themselves.
Better and cheaper.
Better and cheaper. One of the big pieces here is the overhead to the agency has gone way down. Because in the past, the agency would have had to secure and audit and manage those 27 environments. Today, we take care of that with one underpinning in a cloud platform environment that the software is built on top of. And so the end user doesn't really see the difference other than they're getting their upgrades much faster. The security level is probably much higher than they had before. And for the agency itself, they only have to look at one service to monitor and say, oh yeah, they're still maintaining that level of security, and not 27 different environments.
And those are the tenets that modernization across the entire federal government is predicated on.
Oh, absolutely. So, the business users are happy because they have a better solution, a more secure solution in the cloud. IT is happy as well because they can take all those resources. They were, manning 200 servers, dedicated servers in some instances, take those resources and move them over to higher value activities such as modernization within their organization and other projects.
As you work with customers, you have talked about being able to model these kinds of benefits ahead of them to show value. How have you been able to do that?
Before we went into the cloud, we took a look at it ourselves to say, is it really worth it? Are we going to actually end up realizing efficiencies internally that we can pass on externally? And there are hard costs here that, 200 servers, multiple copies of SQL Server. That software is not cheap, okay? Other servers other software, and all of those bodies, having to patch and scan and maintain it, you roll that all up together, and we, conservatively almost estimated at least a $2 million savings to the NIH across the NIH, all 27 institutes.
With all of those things going for this kind of a solution, what possible concerns might agencies experience and have and share with you as part of the process?
Initially, it was the security conversation. It was the big barrier in the room. It always has been. And I think people have learned quite a bit to, one, trust the environment. And we go with that simple formula of trust, transparency, and control. If I can trust the provider that has come to me, and they can show me how they're going to maintain that transparency, I understand that they're keeping it secure, then I'm willing to give up control of the data. There was always the argument of, I need a private environment. I can't really mix my data with others. And it's that whole private versus multi-tenant thing that was an uncertainty before. I think that's gone away as well. There's still some mission functions that really want a higher level of isolation, but that can be taken care of. We can make, and we do today, make virtual private cloud environments. If a customer really needs it to be private, we can stand up a private version of it for them in a public cloud setting. For others, people want to have that multi-tenant environment, which is what they're using with email today. Their data is still secure and isolated to their agency or group. It's just they're sharing the tools because they're getting that benefit of one version of the software, one version of patching, limited, if any, maintenance outages or updates. They don't notice upgrades. They just get to opt into the new features and functionality.
They don't notice things. Another huge point we haven't talked about is just, from the FedRAMP, security bar. It's not just security. It's like continuity of operations. You never see Office 365 go down. You have an SLA, and you're not worried that your mail server sitting in, Bethesda or Reston or wherever, you don't have to have geographical redundancy. It just works.
And when we design solutions, we design for that. So if a customer is concerned about that, the services today allow us to put up and rapidly fire up an additional copy of that without the procurement cycle for new hardware. We can just take care of it behind the scenes. In most cases, we have it set up for the customers that want it. We have it set up to be seamless to them. They just get the level of service. Some customers say, really, I'd like it a little lower cost. No problem. We'll design it with a cold or hot backup ready to go. And they can save a little bit of money, but they can have the robustness in the service, but they don't have that delay or lag that they had. So the contracting makes it easy to get to the service, and that's why we like working with CIO-CS. And also, we have the flexibility to create the way the customer wants to buy and not be their own integrator.
Modernizing IT through software as a service. We're going to leave it there. Paul Krein, CTO of Red River, thank you for joining us. Laurel Fielding of NetComm, thank you as well.
Thanks.
For all of us associated with the NITAAC Outreach webcast and this Solution Showcase, I'm Todd Schwartzrock. We'll see you next time.